The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here joining you with Dick Girardi, and we're coming to you from Parks Racing, bringing you all the latest in horse racing and news from around the country. On today's show, Parks' leading 3-year-old Baron takes his shot at the Steel Valley Sprint at Mahoning Valley, and we have top stakes from around the nation at Aqueduct, Churchill, and Del Mar all to discuss. And meet Andy Hernandez, our 7-pound apprentice here at Parks Racing. We're going to get to know him in our second block. But we hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving, Dick?
Couldn't have been any better. I actually was spending in Florida. I'm heading that way. We're taping this early in the week, but yeah, I'll be here for Thanksgiving, then Florida for the weekend.
Well, mine's going to be great. I'm going to stay in the area, but have lots of pumpkin pie. Well, whipped cream with a little pumpkin pie on the side.
Of course.
Well, let's get right into some Parks racing. It's our local race of the week. It was Monday's first race, a maiden special weight for 2-year-olds going 1 mile and 70 yards. $42,000 purse is on the line, and number 8, Smarten Up, is our even money favorite for Parks Hall of Fame trainer Freddie Velasquez.
Yeah, I know, Danny, you told me before we started taping how high Freddie is on this horse. Even money, looks like a great spot, great post, looks like the spot to break the maiden.
And Dracon ships in for trainer Linda Rice, our second choice at 2-1, and it says Kendra Carmouche, but Jorge Vargas Jr. actually wrote the horse.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think this horse was 2-1 because of where he had been running, rather than what he actually had done, because he hadn't run particularly fast. Smarten Up had a much better figure coming into the race.
Well, a lot of connections came in from New York to watch Dragon run, but here is the call from Chris Griffin with our local race of the week.
22-3 for a very quick opening quarter here. It's a battle up front. Yones, round on Kern, kicks it up a notch, is up by now a half length, is cutting right back into the margin, is Smarten Up. Won't let this leader get away as they approach the half-mile pole. Brindisi is taken third. Draken lost some ground there on the backstretch, is back in the 4th position with Fighter Jet. Buddy Boy's Got Sense, and the trailer, No Need to Worry. They move into the far turn. Yones, round on Kern, but here comes Smarten Up to put a nose in front. Smarten Up is now put ahead in front. Yones, round on Kern, is trying to hang in there. Brindisi, a wide rally from Draken, who's got 4 lengths to make up on Smarten Up, who's cruising up front now. It's Smarten Up at the quarter-mile pole, 3 lengths in front. Draken is about to take second, is in pursuit. Brindisi in between horses. No Need to Worry starts to launch a rally from the back of the pack. Smarten Up at the top of the stretch is still 3.5 lengths clear. Draken is trying to rally with Brindisi. No Need to Worry is trying to run up into the exacta. Smarten Up is well clear. Smarten Up with a 16th to go. It's a battle on for the minors. Brindisi and also No Need to Worry Draken is 4th. Smarten Up, geared down, gets the maiden victory this afternoon.
And Smarten Up and jockey Anthony Salgado get the win, and Freddie was very excited, very high. He said he has all his dreams right in this very 2-year-old.
Well, I hope it works out for Freddie. Looks, this horse won by 9, looked good doing it. We'll see what's next. I suspect Freddie thinks of stakes races as a 3-year-old, and it'd be great. Look, if anybody deserves to have a really good horse around here, it'd be Freddie Velasquez, who's put so much into the game for so long and so well.
And Smarten Up was best turned out for sure. He had the checkerboard all over his rump, looking great. Freddie always braids their tail and looking really sharp. Congratulations. Well, it's time for us to head to our first break. When we come back, we're going to see if Baron can get it done in the Steel Valley Sprint and meet jockey Andy Hernandez. All this coming up on Let's Go Racing.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stables.
Here in Pennsylvania, we're proud of our breeding program, the best in North America. But we're also proud to be leaders in this industry. The PA Horse Breeders Association is funding cutting-edge research at Penn Vet to detect gene doping in thoroughbreds. And we endorsed the SAFE Act to help end the slaughter of American horses. Plus, we're pleased to support the aftercare programs set up by our horsemen's groups. Just a few of the reasons why you should join us in Pennsylvania, the premier place to breed and race.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, we have a profile to share with you. We sat down with seven-pound apprentice jockey Andy Hernandez to get to know him a little bit better, and he's a name we're going to be hearing a lot.
It's a great story, Danny, because he came from Cuba with essentially no racing background at all. Went to Gulfstream Park one day, as we're going to find out, and the next thing you know, he ends up here at Parks, and man, when you watch him ride, he does not look like a guy who just got on a horse very recently. He's good, and I think he's going to be really good.
He uses his brain a lot when he rides, and like you said, he doesn't look like a green rider. You don't just see him going to the lead to use that weight allowance. You see him coming off the pace. He wins a lot up the rail. I've noticed that. He loves that move.
No, he's really good, and I wrote a piece about it for Let'sGoRacingParks.com this week. Obviously, you interviewed him. We talked to him together. Good guy. Jim Omidas said, man, I can't wait to get you to Parks. The agent is working out pretty good so far.
Here's more with jockey Andy Hernandez. So we're going to do a bilingual interview. It's going to be perfect. Andy's going to be able to answer the best way he can. So how did you get to the racetrack in the first place? I know you got your start as an exercise rider on a farm in Miami, but how did you even get into horse racing?
I have one good friend. The name is Diosdado Iglesias. That's the trainer. She helped me too much. That's my good friend.
So when you started riding at this farm as an exercise rider, what made you think that you could become a jockey?
My love for the horse, for the race, you know, that's my passion.
And yeah, you started out riding down at Gulfstream Park, and you came up, you rode a little bit at Delaware, and you're here at Parks Racing. What has your experience been getting started here at Parks Racing?
Number one, the people in Park Racing, that's beautiful people. Everything, training, avoca, jockey, every people, that's beautiful. And every time he loved me, that's my experience in the race. That's beautiful.
And what are some of the jockeys that you look up to, big jockeys? You had told me off camera, Mike Smith. What about Mike Smith do you want to emulate being a jockey?
I love Mike Smith because that's too intelligent in the race. Too intelligent. For me, that's the most important in the race.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, you've been riding awesome. We have to know what it was like when you won your first race, that feeling. Can you take us back to the day when you won your first race?
I'm too much excited after the win. Yeah, too much excited because I work too strong every day for win, you know.
You worked very hard to get to that moment. Yeah. When Andy has free time, what do you like to do?
I love fishing. Saying to my agent, I love fishing. I love it. That's my other passion.
Well, we wish jockey Andy Hernandez all the luck, and name we're definitely going to be hearing more from. Hopefully work on an Eclipse Award in the near future. He said he wants to win the Triple Crown. That's his goal.
That's a good goal.
It's a big goal.
Yeah, well, of course, his idol is Mike Smith, who won the last Triple Crown with Justify in 2018.
Absolutely. Let's head to Mahoning Valley. It's the Steel Valley Sprint, $250,000 for 3-year-olds sprinting, and our favorite is Baby Yoda from Bill Mott, Jose Ortiz in the ride.
Yeah, this is really a bizarre horse in many ways, Danny. They bought this horse privately. Gary Barber and the group went to Saratoga, won huge, and then came back and got a 114 buyer figure. And people, yeah, what is going on with Baby Yoda? Then he ran into Vosburg, just okay, distant third the following C. But if he comes back to the 114, obviously he's going to win, and that's what the bettors at Mahoning Valley were thinking.
Well, absolutely. Well, second choice is the ultra-consistent Jackson Traveler for that guy, Steve Asmussen, with Gerardo Corrales in the ride.
Yeah, Jackson Traveler's a cool horse. 5 out of 10 lifetime, never worse than third. Has enough speed to be in the race and keep going. Of course, the horse we're watching here is the 2 Baron for Butch Reed, one of the stars of the year here at Parks. The price was very appetizing at 10-1 with Frankie Pennington heading to Mahoning Valley to ride.
Absolutely. A very, very stacked Steel Valley Sprint. Here's the call.
Baby Yoda is last at this point. Baby Yoda's 10 lengths off the lead with 3.5 furlongs to go, and it's Barron on the lead. Jackson Traveler is right there in second. Ahimelech outside racing, 3 deep in third. And now Mr. Luigi splits rivals and is into fourth. Far outside is Channel Fury, and on the inside is New Bomb. That's with Real Talk, and it's a length and a half back to Timeless Bounty, who tries to rally within so far. Baby Yoda now has 2 in his rear view, but he still has 8 lengths to make up, and then it's a few too many and Kiltoom. Top of the stretch, and Jackson Traveler calling for the lead, and Barron's battling back. These two together, 1 furlong to go. Ahimelech is now third. Baby Yoda is picking off rivals one by one, but is too far behind. A final 16th to go, and it's Barron. Barron puts away Jackson Traveler. Look at Timeless Bounty finishing with a flourish. He's a huge number. Timeless Bounty wins the Steel Valley Sprint.
Well, Timeless Bounty at 50-1 comes flying home for the win for the local connections. But Barron, that was a game second place finish.
Look, he ran with Jackson Traveler the whole way, got rid of Jackson Traveler. It was the classic, won the battle, lost the war. Here comes, look, I couldn't have come up with Timeless Bounty at 59-1, Danny. The 3-5 shot just got wiped out at the start. I don't know if Baby Yoda was going to run, but he had absolutely no chance. But because of Baby Yoda, Timeless Bounty was 59-1. Barron was 10-1. The 9 at few too many was 115-1. The 11 was 240-1, and the 12 was 156-1. Now they all ran like they were supposed to, but the 59-1 shot, I mean, I don't know where the race came from, but it was there. A mere 121.20 for the winner.
That was amazing. That was first off the claim, a $25,000 claim for Timeless Bounty. Yeah, I'd say they got their money back.
I'd say so too, but there was just nothing to indicate that that horse could do that. He'd never done it before. The Michigan bred. Michigan breds? Really? Yeah. Seriously?
Well, very proud of Barron in a second place finish. But that race was brought to you by the Chapman Auto Group. Check them out. If their emblem's not on the back of your car or truck, well, you did pay too much. We're going to go under the Twin Spires now. Churchill Downs, it's the Grade 3 Chaluki Stakes, $300,000 going 1 mile. And our favorite is Obligatory. You guys remember her here. She ran in the Cotillion with Bill Mott at 3-2 with Joel Rosario.
Yeah, she won the 8 bells at Churchill Downs back in the springtime, and that was the perfect setup. She comes from deep. This looks like, Danny, on paper, it's a little longer, but there might be a similar kind of setup for Obligatory here.
And our second choice is She Can't Sing, and Neither Can I. Gets Tyler Caffleone with Chris Block, 3-1.
She Can't Sing, 23 lifetime starts. I love this, 4-5-4. Horse always gets a big effort.
Here's the call of the Grade 3 Chaluki Stakes.
Princess Causeway, a 4-length leader. Matera's back running along in second. Miss Bigley is now third. She Can Sing toward the inside, advancing up from fourth. 6 lengths back to Obligatory. Another 8 from there to Pass the Plate. And Sally's Curlin is the last of them all. About 12 lengths from top to bottom. It's a quick pace for the mile. 22-3 for that opening quarter. And it's Princess Causeway heading for the half-mile pole in front and opening at the rail for She Can Sing. And she comes on through to challenge now, and Miss Bigley is right there too. Matera set to strike in behind while fourth, 6 lengths back to Obligatory. The half in a swift 45-4. So round the far turn now, Miss Bigley looking for the lead, and she grabs it. But Matera's come off the rail now and comes on to grab second. Princess Causeway back into third. She Can Sing fourth. Obligatory's getting underway now. Switched outside. Up into third now with 4 lengths to make up. Top of the stretch, Miss Bigley the one to catch. The leader by 2. Matera's coming on, and here comes Obligatory. Obligatory rallying boldly down the center of the track, and she has swept to the front. Obligatory inhales Matera and Miss Bigley. Obligatory on to victory.
And Obligatory comes from out of the clouds with Joel Rosario winning in hand.
This was the ultimate perfect dream trip, right, Danny? You got 4 horses battling up front, 5 lengths back to Obligatory. 2 horses another 5 lengths behind Obligatory. The whole way as I'm watching the racing one, I don't think she can lose. Joel waited till the right time. What a year he's having. Wins pretty comfortably at the end. 92 buyer figure. And by the way, it sounds like Joel Rosario is going to spend his winter at Oaklawn Park. I found that fascinating because it's not real warm at Oaklawn in December and January, but lots of money.
Yeah, well, he's going to be doing a lot before he gets
he's traveling,
there.
Right.
Yeah, so in December, he's going to do a little more riding. He's going to be at Aqueduct because he's trying to get that record. He has to win 7 more stakes.
The greatest stake record that Jerry Bailey's held forever. And Ron Anderson was Jerry Bailey's agent back then. Now, of course, he's Joel. So, and I think he's going to ride the first weekend at Santa Anita, too, because there's all kind of stakes there right after Christmas.
Well, we'll see if he gets gets it done. We certainly think he can. Probably cinch the Eclipse Award.
As a lock.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's head to Del Mar. It's the Grade 3 Native Diver Stakes, $100,000, going a mile and an eighth. And it's the Baffert show, but the Baffert favorite is even money 8 rings with Juan Hernandez.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of this horse, Danny. I think he's always been overrated. Now, the reason for the name is named after Bill Belichick, who got 8 rings, 2 as an assistant coach, 6 more as the Patriots coach, 8 Super Bowl rings. But I've always thought he's been kind of overrated. Now he's coming back in 2 weeks after chasing Life is Good. I don't know if I was going to come up with a winner here, but this is a horse I would have been happy to bet against.
Absolutely. And second choice is the other Baffert, Azul Coast. 3-1 gets Flavian Pratt, who can literally do no wrong out in California. And yeah, I think Azul Coast has a better shot than 8 rings.
And you can put a line through Azul Coast last race. He was used as a blocker for Medina Spirit. If you remember the race, there was some question, was there another speed horse outside of Medina Spirit? Well, Azul Coast was sacrificed, pushing all the other speed out to the middle of the racetrack, and he ended up finishing nowhere. But forget that race. His other races are okay.
Well, let's see which Baffert can win the Native Diver Stakes.
Axeman making the pace here, a length and a half in front of 8 rings as they enter the backstretch, then established on the inside. Then Kiss Today Goodbye, Bal Harbor behind them, and Azul Coast on the outside. So up the backstretch they go. Axeman still the pacemaker. 8 rings content to sit second for now, established as third. The half was 48.41 seconds. The pace is not fast. Kiss Today Goodbye is fourth and racing just 2.5 lengths off the lead. Then comes Azul Coast. Bal Harbor is last, but only 4 lengths off of Axeman, who has a neck in front of 8 rings as the field races for the far turn. 8 rings is drawing up alongside of Axeman now. Kiss Today Goodbye and Azul Coast moving 4 wide. Bal Harbor in behind them. Established drops back on the inside. Around the far turn they go. 8 rings on the outside. Axeman continues to battle on from the rail. Azul Coast is there. The Baffert horses 1, 2, 3 across the track at the top of the stretch. Azul Coast 8 rings. Axeman gives way. Kiss Today Goodbye is coming, and then comes Bal Harbor. They're into the final furlong. Azul Coast, Kiss Today Goodbye on the outside. 8 rings down toward the rail. They're coming down to the line. It is Azul Coast to win it by a neck.
And Azul Coast gets his first graded stakes win with jockey Flavian Pratt for Bob Baffert.
Yeah, love the call by Larry Colmus as they're coming around a turn. It's the 3 Baffert horses together, but totally changed the style of Azul Coast. The battle was up front. Axeman 8 rings, and here comes Azul Coast with that man, Flavian Pratt. And I think we mentioned on the show, Danny, he didn't used to ride a lot for Baffert, but look, why wouldn't you want to ride the best rider in Southern California for the best trainer? So they're getting together, and when they are together, they are dangerous.
But my man Kent was really trying for second. Kiss Today Goodbye just couldn't get quite there, but it made it very exciting, I will say that.
Kiss Today Goodbye, I needed back in the Pegasus to run like did here, because I had him second behind Nick's Go for a lot of paper. Did not fire at all that day, but came back with a big one here.
Well, good for him. Well, it's time for us to head to another break. When we come back, we're going to have our jockey and trainer of the week and lots more stakes action, so stick around. We'll be right back on Let's Go Racing.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our jockey and trainer of the week is brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement program right here at Parks Racing. And in honor of Thanksgiving, we'd like to spotlight our horses that are available for adoption. we've had a record number of horses compete and do well at this year's Retired Racehorse Project in Kentucky. So getting an off-track thoroughbred is absolutely the way to go. Turning for Home takes in 300 horses a year that raced here at Parks Racing. And we also take horses back that maybe didn't work at a home, but we make sure they get to the right home. So the best bet if you'd like to adopt a horse from Turning for Home is submit an application at turningforhome.org and put your criteria in, because these horses move quickly, and one of our partner farms will reach out to you to make sure that you're a good fit for the horse and they're a good fit for you. And we have partner farms located all up and down the East Coast with different levels of discipline, from pasture pets, therapy horses, Western, trail riding, and top-level show jumpers and eventers. And Dick, you could even adopt a horse possibly.
I'm probably not going to fit in my backyard, Danny, but if I could, I would love to.
Absolutely. They can help you with your handicapping because they know the real ends of the racetrack. Well, let's jump right into our jockey of the week. It's Anthony Salgado. He's had a good week with 2 wins on Monday.
Yeah, and of course he is riding regularly for our trainer of the week. We showed Freddie's hot horse early in the day, but Freddie V has to be our trainer of the week.
Absolutely. Well, Freddie Velasquez is in our Parks Racing Hall of Fame and has that very exciting 2-year-old Smarten Up, so good luck to them and congratulations. Well, let's get right into race recap, brought to you by the Pewter Stable. Check them out at pewterstable.com, a great partnership, and become a racehorse owner with them. And at Aqueduct, it was the Red Smith Stakes Grade 2, $200,000, going 1 3/8 miles on the turf. And Channel Cat is out on the lead.
Yeah, Channel Cat is on the lead. He's been on the lead before. Sometimes he holds, and sometimes a Chad Brown horse comes to get him. In this case, it's Serve the King, the Great Britain bred, and he's going to come. He's the rail trip, and then he tips out with IRAD, a classic turf ride. Then he comes with a late surge just to get up at the wire by a neck.
Really exciting race. Channel Cat added the blinkers.
Yeah.
A good second for him, but the best horse won, Serve the King.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, let's head to Del Mar. It's the Cary Grant Stakes, $100,000, going 7 furlongs for Cowbreds.
Love the fact that they named a race after the legendary actor Cary Grant. Of course, Bing Crosby founded this track way back in the day. And this is fascinating. Positivity is the favorite. He's been there the whole way, but the one the weekend, Danny, it was the horses further outside. They were winning at Del Mar, and here's Kent DeSormo with Principe Carlo, and this is a really close photo. I mean, right at the wire. And interestingly enough, this horse was claimed a year ago, the winner, from Kent's brother Keith, and given a whole year off. And this is the first stakes win for the trainer, whose last name I'm going to have trouble pronouncing. You want to give it a try?
Liberato Baraccio.
There you go. And he used to work for the great Julio Canani, who everybody at the press box in California knew well, because not only was Julio a legendary trainer, he was a legendary gambler back in the day. And if you ever watch that series Luck on HBO, the trainer was based on Julio
And
Canani.
we have Nick Canani here, his son.
Of course.
But yeah, Prince Carlo, 18-1. I actually had it because I was watching the race for this show.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to include it.
Yeah.
And I just love the way he looked warming up, so I put some money on him.
There you go.
Paid for all my food this weekend.
I like it.
Well, exciting race. Well, let's head back to Aqueduct Sunday. It was 2-year-old New York bred 2-year-olds going 6 furlongs, $100,000. It was the Notebook Stakes. Now, we did have a horse from Parks that shipped in to run in this race, but fortunately he dropped Reuben, got spooked from the gate, and he was running loose for a while. Kenner, Jamie Ness's horse, so we don't see him run, but we do see a horse for Christophe Clement.
Yeah, Senbei, just a romp here. This was never in doubt. I mean, this horse was 1-5, Danny, and just crushes the field. Wins by 8 lengths, and it's a pretty good New York bred there, and there's another one we're about to see.
Absolutely. Manny Franco getting the win there. And sticking to Aqueduct, this is 2-year-old filly New York breds going 6 furlongs. The Key Sense Stakes, $100,000. What do you see, Dick?
I see Classy Edition sitting off the pace, and you're starting to wonder as I'm watching him, he's 4-5, and you're saying, boy, is she going to start running at some point? Well, once she started the run, you'll see her on the outside the 6. Just blows by the field. This is 3 wins in a row at Saratoga, Belmont, and Aqueduct, so there's won at all of New York's main tracks and won by open lengths for that man, Todd Pletcher.
And she's won all different types of surfaces, a good track, a muddy track, and a fast track. And I think we're going to see her stretch out and do much better things at longer distances.
Yep.
And they paid $550,000, so getting their money's worth.
It's a big number for New York breds. You would think at some point they probably put her in some open stakes, but if that doesn't work, the New York bred money's pretty good.
Absolutely, but Cupid's Heart, the second place horse, is going in my virtual stable because I know that horse is going to come back and do big things because it got stuck in a lot of traffic.
And you're going to call me when the horse is running?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Danny.
I will. Well, it's time for Eye on Racing. Big racing this weekend. Let's start at the Big A. They have 4 stakes, including their Grade 3 Long Island on the turf. And what's going on at Churchill?
Yeah, Churchill's got the big 2-year-old stakes. First points races for the Churchill. We got the Kentucky Jockey Club for the Colts. And the Goldenrod,
yep.
Thank you, for the fillies. So those are races to watch. It's still early, obviously, but they're points races for the Derby in 2022.
And Stelmar's closing weekend, there's 3 stakes all there on their turf course. They have the Grade 1 Hollywood Derby, the Grade 3 Jimmy Durante, and Seabiscuit Handicap. So lots of good races to bet on. You could use your Parks Racing mobile app or come hang out with us here at the simulcast. Well, that does it for us. We're going to head to our final break. When we come back, news and notes. If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
The hard-working folks
who proudly earn our living
in Pennsylvania's horse racing
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
But it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs.
Jobs. And billions in economic impact each year.
All across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. News and Notes is brought to you by the Granny Fund, helping continuing education for our backstretch community. And there's big news in horse racing out on the West Coast. Peter Miller announced his retirement.
Yeah, that was kind of strange, Danny, because one day he's talking about sending CZ Rocket to Oaklawn, and the next thing you know, he's out. I don't know what all went into it. He said it's not because of any of the issues he's been having, but hey, look, he had a great run, and hopefully he gets back in the game at some point, but right now he's out.
Yeah, he says he's going to take a step back from training to spend time with his family and some health issues. But, you know, training horses is 365 days a year, 24/7. It's not an easy gig.
I'm always astonished at these people that do it.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about horses that we're going to see come back to race next year. I'm going to call it our IR list. They're injured reserve. Jack Christopher and Jackie's Warrior. And I think Jackie's Warrior had a big excuse in the Breeders' Cup coming out with that knee chip.
It just didn't make any sense, right? That result is like, what? I mean, if the horse gets beat at the wire, okay, but if he was out of the race at the top of the stretch. So, yeah, surgery there. Jack Christopher, remember, there was some controversy about him being scratched. Somebody saw a shin issue, the vets, but you know what? The vets did their job. They saw it. He's out. Now he's having surgery. Hopefully he'll come back better than ever next year as a 3-year-old.
And all these issues are minor that horses get all the time in horse racing and come back and race at 100%. So we wish them all the best. And we just have to talk about our Gap Cat Charlie. I have a cool picture of him, but Gap Cat Charlie sits at one of the gaps here where the horses come on to come to the paddock. He makes sure they have the right numbers, but he helps me with a little handy-catting on the side as well.
Yeah, handy-catting, did you say?
Yeah. I like those corny jokes. Well, it's time for Dick and I to wrap it up, but come visit us. We're here racing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 12:10 post. Check us all out, all of our videos from the PTHA on social media, but we will see you next week here on Let's Go Racing.